anytime somebody dials 911, that call gets routed to what is called county neutral. What that is, that is just a person who sits there as a switch and routes your call to the appropriate agency. That if it comes up on their screen that you're City of Houston, and they say, what's your emergency? You say police, fire, ambulance, whatever. They punch a button and that call goes to that answering site. In the City of Houston, our main answering site for both fire, ambulance, and police is called the Houston Emergency Center, the HEC Center. So the very first thing that happens, and some people don't even remember this when they call 911, they get asked what's their emergency, and the person, depending on what you tell them, because some people say, oh, I'm sorry, I have the wrong number, they just press a button and it goes to the answering point.
Right.
And so you call 911 from this building, the first person is going to ask you, what's your emergency? You're going to say, I need an ambulance. The people at the HEC Center say, what's your emergency? And you're going to say, I need an ambulance. I found somebody laying in the street, in the room over here, and he won't wake up. They're going to ask you a certain set of questions to determine what level of response you need. If you say there's a person laying over here and they have a gun, then you're probably going to get police questions.
Right.
Like, is he pointing it at you and all that kind of stuff. But if you say he's unconscious laying over here, they're going to say, okay, is he conscious? Is he breathing? And from there, they'll try and determine what kind of medical response. Exactly. Every type of emergency has those basic questions. If you're awake or not, if you're breathing or not. And from there, if it doesn't sound too urgent, like, well, I have a stomach ache. So you're breathing, you're conscious because you're telling me you have a stomach ache. Where does your stomach hurt? How long have you had it? They'll ask you a couple more questions, usually no more than about 4 questions. And after that, the computer tells them by answering yes, no, yes, yes, what you're going to get. And now if it's something like my stomach hurts, I'm awake, I'm alert, and I just don't know what to do because my stomach is just hurting real bad, they're going to send the closest unit we have in the fire department to come find out what's wrong with you. Now, in this building, the closest fire station is across the street at station number 8. In station 8, they have an ambulance, they have a fire truck, and they have a paramedic squad unit. Your level of call, because you have a stomach ache and you haven't complained of anything else, is probably going to get the ambulance to come over here and find out what's wrong with you. But as I was coming up here for the interview, the ambulance was leaving on the call. So what's left in the station is a fire truck and the squad. So you don't need the paramedics. So they're going to send the fire truck over here. Because the fire truck has 4 people on it, and all 4 of those people are EMTs. So they're going to come over and find out, take your blood pressure, ask you some questions. And if they go, you know what, I don't know, I mean, her pain's down there by her appendix, and I don't know, it's just, she's starting to throw up now, and her blood pressure's a little bit low. I think she needs to go to the hospital. We're going to get the closest ambulance to come over here, pick you up and take you to so they'll call, they'll call for a transport unit if you need it. Now, if they get up here and you called about this guy and he's unconscious and they can't wake him up, they're going to call the paramedics.
Right.
The paramedics are going to come over here and check him out. Right. So that's what we call a tiered response. We have the different tiers of responses is the EMTs, or the basic life support. Then we have the paramedics. And then other than that is the highest level is when we know we have somebody who is not breathing, is not conscious, and that gets, not only does that get the paramedics, but it gets a supervisor also. So they get an army of people coming, such as for a cardiac arrest case.